perfectly fine with
Perfectly
it.
fine with
Yeah. I think that most people around that area are just making a big deal. For something that has happened in the past doesn't mean that it's going to reoccur over and over and over again. So I think they should just give people a chance.
I basically think the same thing. I don't have any bias against what they're doing. As far as I care, as long as they're not hurting anybody, I'm good with it.
For sure.
Well, when I first heard about it, I was just kind of shocked. Not good, not bad, but just kind of shocked about what was going on. I'm not for it, I'm not against it. So I'd say I'm pretty neutral.
Neutral?
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, we have thousands of churches. Mosques are just houses of worship, so I guess it's only fair that if they have any churches anywhere near quote-unquote ground zero, then there's no reason why they shouldn't have a mosque.
Everybody needs a place to worship and respect God.
Man, I think it's they have a right to build whatever they want to build wherever they want to build it, but that is in such poor taste.
I feel like it's a good idea.
Yeah?
Yeah, fostering tolerance is something which I think is important and somewhat neglected. I feel like those who oppose it are hurt many times. I mean, I know a lot of the relatives and loved ones of victims of the Twin Towers attacks, related attacks, are not happy about it. And I think in a way that their residual pain is translating into xenophobia. And I think that could have a severe impact on our relations with other countries and other demographics.
Personally, I'm indifferent to it. I think Americans should have the right to do anything that's legal. If it's legal, it's okay with me. Although I do see the controversy there. You know, there's a little bit of background. I can see why people in New York or victims might be a little frustrated, but you know, I think there's room for all religions anywhere. You know, we need to come together, stop separating.
For sure, for sure.
I think it's a tricky issue. I think that we should all have a certain level of tolerance for both sides. I think that everybody has good points, but I think that overall, you know, if we do it in the right spirit, that it could actually bring people together, as opposed to being a point of conflict. I would say that if it's done properly, it could turn out really well. But you know, there's so many different political factions that want to use it to their own ends. You know, and it's really just a place for people to gather and you know, sit and follow spirit. So if that's the intent of the place, then I have no problem with it, as long as the right spirit is kept.
I don't think it's appropriate.
You don't think it's appropriate?
I mean, technically I don't see anything wrong with it, but it's to the general point of view. That's just, you know, that's to aggregate people, you know?
Yeah.
That will make people angry.
Yeah.
And I just didn't think it's pointless to do that.
I think that it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
Yeah, I think that I hear that there was some kind of facility there before, and so it's not a really big change, and I think that we should all try to get along and talk more. You know, I don't think that everybody who is a Muslim should be thought of as a terrorist.
Of course.